Hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Yo soy Gaby Cam. Bienvenidos a un especial de película donde vamos a platicar de la nueva cinta de Netflix Enola Holmes, protagonizada por Millie Bobby Brown, Henry Cavill y Louis Partridge, y dirigida por Harry Bradbeer, quien también llevará a la pantalla grande Fleabag.
A week ago, I awoke
Mother?
to find that my mother was missing, and she did not return.
I'm presently on the way to collect my brothers, Mycroft and Sherlock.
Yes, Sherlock Holmes, the famous detective, my genius brother. He will have all the answers.
Enola.
Where's your hat and your gloves?
Well, I have a hat, just makes my head itch. And I have no gloves.
My God.
I've seen you all around the world and now you're in my place, so welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for the invite.
What do you think is the most inspiring feature of Enola that could be useful for women nowadays?
Oh, I think the most important message in the story would be that you can be whoever you want to be, and that is the underlying message which I think really carries through. It's about equality as well, but no matter who you are, be who you want to be. Because don't try and be someone else. Don't try and conform to the rules of a society which says you must be this, you must do that job. Be who you want to be who you are naturally. And that's who Enola is. That's what Enola does. And for me, that was the most beautiful part of doing this movie.
Yeah, I think her, I think I would say her bravery to speak up. Her will to not be afraid, of what she's, or the result of what she's going to say. She deals with everything that's thrown at her. And I think that's very inspiring, because in a world like this, young people, specifically women, when talking about the things they're passionate about, it could be classed as controversial.
Yeah.
And something that, I believe is really inspiring about Enola is that when she does talk about the things that she wants changed in the world, she deals with the outcome, whichever way it goes.
I'm not sure I ever described how a typical day's education worked with my mother.
We'd start with history. She always said that historical perspective is the only way to begin a day.
Then we'd lunch. And after lunch, I'd focus on fitness.
Gotcha!
Followed by fight combat.
Hands up! Up!
Can you tell me a little bit about, the vibe on set? Because it's London from I don't know which era. And how was it like to be there? Was it like a build set? What was it like?
It changed. A lot of it was in the studio, which I don't want to reveal, the magic behind it. But the London was crazy. I mean, they really transformed everything. Yeah, it was. They went completely out there to get carts. So many supporting artists that they did everything they could, basically, which I think helps. You step onto a set and you take a minute and you visualize yourself there as your character, and it does help. I really like that. That's one thing I like about acting in period pieces, that you can do that and literally step into the time and the character.
It seems to me like you kind of have an attachment to rebel, strong female characters. And I wanted to ask you, do you somehow feel some kind of responsibility on showing that kind of character on screen?
One lovely thing I have to say, it reminds me of a woman came up to me and said, after watching Fleabag, she said, "Thank you for Fleabag, it helped me to accept myself."
Yeah.
And it's that little thing, those little meetings, that's where I feel pride and responsibility. I feel, that makes my day.
I have to tell you that I see a lot of similarities between Enola and you, because it seems to me like you also chose to have an unusual job for someone your age, And I was wondering if you remember what was the main obstacle you had to overcome to actually become who you wanted to be.
The main obstacle was I guess it's dealing with the criticism, because I'm a 16-year-old girl that is in a very much an adult world. So I work with a lot of adults. I I deal with, some would say, adult situations. And, you know, having adults say really not very nice things about you, it can be really detrimental to like a young person like myself. And I know that young people go through it in school. I go through it in a little different way, but it's still the same thing.
You're Henry Cavill, you're not, you know, you're a great star and a great actor and also a very nice person. So what has been the greatest obstacle you've overcome?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for saying those things. That's very nice of you. The greatest obstacle I've overcome, I think, and this may sound like a bit of a boring answer, but I think it's probably myself. It would be self-doubt. I think our minds are incredibly powerful tools, and if we don't use them in the right way, if we don't make sure that they stay positive, then they can be quite destructive, and they can bring about our own downfall.
I wouldn't say that's boring. I think that's very, very common, and I wouldn't be saying you're a nice person if I didn't think so too.
Well,
you have been nice to me.
Thank you.
I have kept every clipping of every case of yours I could ever find.
That's flattering.
And yet, it took our mother's disappearance to bring you home. She meant to go. She's not coming back.
No. But the truth is, Mother always had a reason for everything. Her own way of doing things. And those kind of mysteries are always the most satisfying to unpick.